Yo, so I just wrapped up day 2 in the Arc Raiders second tech test, and look, I got a lot of thoughts to share. So in this video, I'm going to give you my honest first impressions. We're going to talk the good, we're going to talk the bad, and we're going to talk the game changing. So let's go ahead and let's dive in here a bit, all right? Overall, the core gameplay loop is straightforward, but super engaging. You grab a mission from a vendor, you can drop in, you can try to complete the objective while exploring one of the several maps they have here in the tech test, all right? Along the way, there's literally no shortage of reasons to veer off path because loot and intrigue is everywhere. Whether if it's materials for crafting, consumables like heals and grenades, or there's just an area that looks really interesting, you're going to have the opportunity to explore that and see if you can find anything worth picking up. Also, just about everything in this game does have a purpose, and what can't be crafted can be sold or immediately equipped, which is a beautiful thing. Also, if you come across something that you know you probably won't utilize in any capacity, you can actually salvage it and break it down into smaller materials that you can use to do things like craft weapons, ammos, or whatever else it is you like to craft, because just about everything in this game is craftable. And what really elevates the experience is just how alive all the maps feel. As you're exploring, you are avoiding arc roadbots, you're hearing gunfire across the map because the opposition or other players are fighting robots, or they're fighting each other. Like literally everywhere you look, there is something that feels alive and feels ongoing. And when you're nearing the end of your run, deciding when and how to extract becomes like a little mini strategy game in its own, right? The moment you initiate a traditional extraction, the loud mechanical screech sound echoes across just about the entire map. Well, on this first map in particular, which is known as the Damn Battlegrounds. And then of course at this moment you're like, yo, I got all eyes on me, or you feel like you got all eyes on you because everybody knows exactly where you are, and there's a good chance they might be coming over to catch you before you can get on that elevator and fully exfil. Also, this elevator opens on all 4 sides, and it's kind of crazy. Once you go on the elevator, you can either wait it out for 2 minutes, or you can spend 10 seconds typing on this keyboard, leaving your body completely exposed before you manually close the doors, and then you exfil 5 seconds following that. But it is really high risk, especially if you ain't got good homies watching your back. Yo, that tension, especially when you pair it with the sound design, makes extraction an edge of your seat moment just about every single time. And again, that's just one scenario on one map. The maps that I've played so far have different ways for you to extract, which is pretty dope. I don't know if every map is different, but again, the maps I played were different from one another. Anyways, I digress. Kind of switching gears and talking about the combat system, I'm gonna be honest, yo. Heading into it, I wasn't sure how I would really feel about the third-person combat, especially when you factor in the blue mechanics and things like that, but yo, I gotta be honest, to my surprise, the gunplay feels mad satisfying, yo. Every weapon has weight and impact, and there's a real need to think through how you engage enemies, whether if it's AI or it's other raiders on the map. You are not just running and gunning here. You gotta time your reloads, you gotta pick smart angles, and you gotta know when it's smart to just retreat and fight another day. Also, on top of that, you got to find a way to get out if you decided to retreat, because it ain't easy having to fight off the AI and other raiders. The pacing of the raids are pretty interesting too. The pace leans more towards the tactical side of things, but it can flip into chaos in a matter of seconds, especially when the AI arc enemy bots really get involved, because yo, they don't mess around at all. They hit hard and they have no problem jumping into an already intense firefight. As a matter of fact, I feel like they enjoy jumping in to that intense firefight. Like when you're PvPing, trust and believe those arc bots are going to find you and they are going to third party you. And it's annoying in the moment, but gosh, dog, does it add another layer to the fight, man. Like, it's such a beautiful thing. To expand on that, there's like mini bosses on the map as well. Like there's one, I think it's called the Bastion, that literally is like this little rhino-esque tank that walks around with a minigun, and it's crazy. You have the Bison that's like this little mini spider that will literally jump towards you and antagonize the crap out of you and beat the crap out of you as well. And those are just to name a few. There are a full spectrum of arc bots that are just waiting to get at you in some way, shape, or form. And again, I can't stress enough, these arc bots only want to punch you in your head, right? You got these little tick bots that'll jump on you and damage the crap out of you. You got these little fire rollers that want to hit you with literal fire. You got these drones known as hornets that fly around and want to zap you. There's other arc drones that literally want to hit you with a nice little minigun. You got drones that literally tell your exact position, which are like snitch drones. Like, everyone has a distinct behavior and there are distinct threat levels, yo. The variety is mad solid, and the game helps you out by identifying enemies when you ping them, which is a really nice touch for both awareness and giving you the opportunity to strategize around what arc bot it is you're about to fight. Now, when it comes to the looting system, it has that familiar rhythm that we expect from extraction shooters. You know, you search a container, a body, a crate, anything like that, and then all the items slowly reveal themselves one at a time. But what really makes Arc Raiders stand out is how meaningful every item feels. With the crafting system in place, everything you pick up has potential value in some way, shape, or form. It actually makes scavenging and being a loot goblin like myself really exciting and not just something you do out of habit, you know? There's real incentive to take risks here. You know, taking down a tough enemy might reward you with high value components that either fund your next run or help you craft essential gear to make your life easier. And speaking of gear, almost everything can be crafted or upgraded just by grinding and looting. No need to worry about getting the in-game currency up to be able to purchase stuff or to purchase new kits over and over again. Just play, survive, loot like a goblin, and extract. That feedback loop in particular is mad rewarding, trust me. Now, when it comes to loadouts and overall player strategy customization, this game actually gives you plenty of room to express your playstyle. There's a wide array of weapons that all feel pretty distinct. Whether you're leaning into long-range rifles or staying close with an SMG, there's going to always be something that'll fit your vibe, you know? Then you've got gadgets that enhance how you play, such as zip lines for movement or to get the high ground. You have scan grenades for recon, all your traditional heals and other variations of grenades and things of that nature that give you the opportunity to support your teammates or support yourself however you see fit. Even though this game doesn't hard define classes, you naturally will fall into the role that works best for you. If you want to be a support, carry more heals and play close to your team. And the cool thing about this is you can actually heal teammates too, right? I mean, the simple thing to do is to just drop a heal and let your teammate use it, but you got some options there, okay? If you prefer recon, go ahead, get vertical, and scout ahead to the best of your ability. That freedom to mix and match creates some great team dynamics without locking you into like a rigid role system, and that I commend. Something else I wanted to talk about were the supporting systems in play here. You know, what really surprised me was how easy it is to communicate, even without voice chatting here. The ping system is pretty deep and intuitive, yo. You can call out locations, items, even enemy players with just a few taps. That level of accessibility really keeps team coordination smooth, even with randoms. Well, as long as they listen, of course. And then, kind of like I mentioned before, how the game handles the end of a run or extracting is pretty dope, right? This is map specific, but on the primary map, again, called Damn Battlegrounds, I believe it is, it kind of plays out like this mini high stakes moment where you have to wait for the elevator to come all the way up. Once it comes up, you do have a 2-minute countdown. And if you are moving and you're trying to get out of there, you can go over to a computer, type some random stuff on it, and I think the cadence is about 10 seconds long, but you're completely exposed, right? So if you find yourself fighting another team and the team is starting to push up on you, if you and your team plays it really, really smart, you all can get in there. There's a little bit of cover. You guys get on the computer real quick and you can close the doors before that team finishes collapsing on you, which is a really stressful moment, but it's also a dope moment to be a part of. And if you're in a down state, guess what? You can still use that computer feature and still get your squad out of there sooner, which I think is amazing. The other extraction I experienced, which was on another map, I believe it's called Buried City, which is where you have to go down into the train station. You have to call for the train, wait for the train to get there, then you get on the train, and again, you type in on the computer a little cadence. The cadence is timed, I think it is about 10 seconds. Again, I'm just estimating that. And then you all close the train doors and get up out of there. It can be really stressful if another team follows you down and they try to get the jump on you. You're screaming at your team like, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, to close those doors and get on up out of there. And yo, systems like that, I absolutely love, because you're constantly having to make these judgment calls, right? Are we gonna hold our ground, or are we gonna try to get out when they give us an opportunity because they have to reload or whatever, you know? Again, gets the heart pumping. Now on the revive side of things, I do want you to know, it's pretty cutthroat. You can revive a downed teammate, but once they get fully eliminated, that is it. They are out. They are forced to spectate, or they can go back to the lobby. So it makes every gunfight feel really, really high risk. Losing means losing your loadout, losing whatever items you were able to acquire, and there's no do-over once you're gone. When you're gone, you're gone. Now, I would be a fool if I didn't talk about the immersion in Arc Raiders. This is where Arc Raiders actually shines the most, in my opinion. This world pulls you in. Every inch of the environment feels handcrafted, from that eerie post-apocalyptic ruin feel to the hum of a generator or the Arc bots doing their call sounds in the distance. There's a ton of environmental storytelling without even saying a word, yo. You truly feel like you're a raider or a scavenger that's just trying to survive in this dangerous robot-filled world, you know? The sound design ties everything together. Like I mentioned, you hear those Arc bots doing their cadences and making their noises. You hear the footsteps of other raiders clanking on metal. You hear distant gunfire. You hear puddles splashing. Every single audio cue you get holds weight, and it matters, you know? You're constantly getting information through your ears, and it is incredibly immersive. Like, yo, I cannot stress it enough. I feel like I am genuinely an Arc Raider when I play Arc Raiders, you know? And to me, that is a tall tale sign that a game is doing right. Oh yeah, and I would be remiss if I didn't talk about the menus and the UI. Overall, Embark deserves praise for this. Everything is sleek, clean, and mad easy to navigate. I never found myself getting lost or confused, which is rare for a game with this many systems in play, or just extraction shooters in general. They can be really, really confusing, especially to newcomers. But Arc Raider keeps it really, really simple, to the point where one of my buddies, who this is his first extraction shooter even testing out, he was able to jump in and get a feel for things within the matter of 30 to 45 minutes. And to me, that is a huge W. A sidebar to that, even while you're waiting in the lobby, the background sounds give it life. It sounds like you are in a city just trying to survive and thrive underground in Speranza. Is it Speranza or Speranza? Not sure the pronunciation. Somebody in the comments, please correct me. But anyways, yo, it's a subtle touch and it adds immersion in a huge way. Like, I've never been in a lobby screen and felt immersed, but Arc Raiders somehow, some way has done it for me. Something else I do have to mention is the performance and the stability of this game is really, really good, especially for a tech test, you know? I'm running a Ryzen 7 5800 and a 4070, everything on Epic, and I'm getting like 70 to 80 frames with minimal issues, and I'm really, really pushing it, you know? The optimization is pretty solid in my opinion in that regard, because I get around the same frameage when it comes to Call of Duty Warzone. Honestly, when I think about it, I get a little bit less. Now, I'm sure if I tinkered some stuff, I flipped a few switches here and there, I could probably get more FPS out of this. I just haven't done it, full transparency. A little bit lazy in that regard, and I just wanted to play the tech test as is to really see what Embark did on the optimization side, and yeah, they did a great job. Along that, there's no major bugs that I've experienced. I've had no crashes. Hit registration feels tight and clean. Even when there's an occasional micro stutter here and there, it doesn't take you out of the experience. And honestly, that may be due to my settings. I probably got to tweak some stuff there, you know, so that may be more user error. Real talk, if you told me this was a finished game, a finished product, ready to ship out the door, I would believe you. Full transparency, I would definitely believe you. Like, this feels that polished. Embark knocked it out the park there. Now, there are some extra systems that I believe deserve a quick mention as well. Arc Raiders gets into his RPG bag with this leveling up system. Every time you level up, you do get a skill point, which feeds into a full skill tree where you can increase your stamina. You can give yourself quicker movement, like vaulting over objects and things like that. And at first I was unsure if I would like this or not, but I really do. It's more meaningful progression without things being overwhelming, and all you have to do is play the game to level up. You get experience for just about everything, for looting, for destroying Arc bots, for beating other raiders, for completing missions. The more experience you get, the quicker you level up, obviously, the more skill points you get, and the more you can spec into that skill tree. So even if you never complete a successful exfil, you get XP and you level up. Huge W there, yo. Now, when it comes to the battle pass, I'm not sure if it's going to be like this in the full release, but at least what we see here in the tech test, the battle pass operates very similar to Helldivers 2, where it's a permanent battle pass. There's no ticking clock at all, and you can go ahead and unlock things at your leisure by completing the challenges that the game gives you. The challenges may say do a certain amount of damage to the Arc bots, eliminate a certain amount of other raiders, loot a certain amount of containers, you name it. You get points that you can use on the battle pass and redeem items out of the battle pass, again, at your leisure. That type of consumer-friendly, player-first type of design, yo, like, that is incredible, and that speaks volume for the type of company that Embark Studios is. Now again, this could change in totality before the game releases, but I would hope and pray, Embark, if y'all watch this video, y'all hold true right here and y'all keep this system on the forefront. And then incorporate it over to the finals too, man. I'm tired of missing out on some of my stuff, but again, I digress. Overall, I went into this tech test with no expectations. I played the original tech test back in October and it was cool. I didn't get to play a lot of it due to some travel and whatnot. So this was my real first stab at Arc Raiders, and I can't lie, I'm honestly blown away. Literally had zero expectations, and now I can't stop thinking about the game. I don't want the tech test to end on May 4th. And as I was putting together this first impression script, I was really trying to find a good amount of gripes to have, right? Like, what are the cons? I want the cons to be, you know, just as much or a little under all the pros that I just rambled about. But honestly, the only minor gripes I could think of were, you know, the movement can be slightly stiff at some moments in time, and also the split item feature where you're trying to literally split and store some of your items like heals, for example. If you have 5 or 6 bandages and you want to split that into 3 bandages to put in your vault and you keep 3 bandages in your backpack, it's a little bit cumbersome to navigate that, but in all honesty, that's such an easy fix. They'll have that ready to go by launch, I have no doubt in my mind. And the movement stuff, you honestly start to ignore and you forget about it. And the more I think about it, when you spec into that skill tree and you increase stamina or you increase your ability to vault over things quicker and whatnot, the game smooths out a great deal. So maybe you are a little bit stiff or sluggish to start by design. Either way though, I can't stress it enough. This game feels like a complete, thoughtful, and incredibly fun extraction shooter that's ready to hit the ground running. I really just hope Embark nails the marketing, man, because if people really find out what this game is, it has massive potential. That's one of my personal gripes with Embark Studios in general, because if they really push marketing the way that I know they could for like the finals as an example, the finals would be a top 10 played game in general. Like, it's that good. And Arc Raiders, gosh, does it go toe-to-toe with the finals, if not better. Like, I honestly think Arc Raiders' ceiling is much higher than the finals because it's going to bring something totally new to the casual audience and to the console community. And once you get into the console community, that's when you can really spread like wildfire, you know? But with that all being said, what do you all think about Arc Raiders, whether if you've played it or if you've had the chance to spectate? Also, if you have any questions about Arc Raiders, do me a favor, drop them down below in the comments, and I will try to answer them to the best of my ability. Either way, it's been your boy Cray. I am signing out, and I will catch you all in the next one. Until then, we out. Peace!